What if I told you that America's most prolific serial killer was hiding in plain sight for over 30 years, masquerading as the one person we trust most on the open road? By the end of this video, you'll discover how a routine traffic stop finally unmasked the Highway of Shadows killer, and why investigators now believe he claimed over 180 victims across 48 states. It's 11:23 p.m. on March 14, 2019. Interstate 40 stretches endlessly through the Arizona desert, a ribbon of asphalt cutting through absolute darkness. The only sounds are the rumble of 18-wheelers and the occasional howl of desert wind. For most travelers, this highway represents freedom, adventure, the American dream of the open road. But for FBI Special Agent Sarah Chen, Interstate 40 has become something far more sinister: a hunting ground. Agent Chen sits in her rental car at a truck stop outside Flagstaff, watching the constant flow of commercial vehicles. She's been tracking patterns for 8 months, cross-referencing missing persons reports with truck routes, trying to solve what her colleagues have dubbed the Highway of Shadows case. 37 women have vanished along this corridor in the past 5 years. 37 lives reduced to missing person flyers and cold case files. The killer is methodical, intelligent, and completely invisible. He leaves no DNA, no fingerprints, no witnesses. The victims simply vanish, as if they were never there at all. Local law enforcement agencies across 12 states have given up hope. The FBI task force has been disbanded. Everyone except Chen believes the Highway of Shadows killer has either died or moved on. But Chen knows better. She can feel him out there watching, waiting, choosing his next victim. What Agent Chen doesn't realize is that at this very moment, just 60 feet away, the man she's been hunting for 8 months is filling up his truck with diesel fuel. He's noticed her surveillance. He knows who she is, and he's already planning his next move. The moment that changes, everything happens at exactly 11:47 p.m. A beat-up Honda Civic pulls into the truck stop with steam pouring from its radiator. The driver is a young woman, maybe 25, with long brown hair and tired eyes. She parks near the repair bay and checks her phone for cell service. No bars. Agent Chen watches as the woman gets out of her car, looking around nervously. This is exactly the scenario the Highway of Shadows killer targets: vulnerable women, alone, with car trouble, in isolated locations. Chen's training kicks in, but she faces an impossible choice. If she reveals herself as law enforcement, she might scare away the killer forever. If she doesn't act, she might watch another woman disappear. Then Chen sees him. A truck driver approaches the woman with what appears to be genuine concern. He's wearing a company uniform, looks respectable, maybe 50 years old, with graying hair and kind eyes. Everything about him screams trustworthy professional. But Chen notices something that makes her blood run cold: the way he positions himself between the woman and her car, cutting off her escape route. "Excuse me, miss," the driver says in a gentle voice. "Having some car trouble? I've got tools in my truck if you need help." The woman hesitates, clearly torn between accepting help and trusting a stranger. Chen realizes she's watching the Highway of Shadows killer's hunting ritual in real time. Every missing woman along I-40 probably heard these exact words, saw this same kind face, felt this same moment of desperate hope. Chen makes a split-second decision that will haunt her for the rest of her career. Instead of intervening immediately, she calls for backup and follows at a distance, hoping to finally gather evidence against the killer. She watches as the woman accepts the trucker's help, watches as he examines her engine, watches as he offers her a ride to the nearest motel. "My truck's got a sleeper cab," the killer explains. "You can rest there while I fix your radiator. It's not safe for a young lady to be out here alone at night." The woman looks around the empty truck stop and makes the decision that countless others have made before her. She trusts him. She gets into his truck. Agent Chen follows the 18-wheeler as it pulls back onto I-40, but she's alone, outgunned, and driving a rental car that can barely keep up with a commercial truck. She radios for help, but backup is at least 40 minutes away. For 8 months, she's dreamed of catching this killer. Now she's watching him claim another victim, and there's nothing she can do to stop it. "I should have acted sooner. I should have saved her." But what Agent Chen doesn't know is that this time, the Highway of Shadows killer has made his first mistake in 30 years. At 12:34 a.m., exactly 47 minutes after following the killer's truck into the desert, Agent Chen's radio crackles to life with news that changes everything. The woman with car trouble isn't a victim. She's undercover Arizona State Police Detective Maria Santos, and she's been wearing a wire the entire time. The broken-down car was bait. The random encounter was a carefully orchestrated trap. For the past 6 months, law enforcement agencies across 4 states have been using female officers as bait, hoping to draw out the Highway of Shadows killer. Detective Santos volunteered for the most dangerous assignment of her career, knowing she might not survive if backup didn't arrive in time. Inside the truck's sleeper cab, Santos has been recording every word, every movement, every detail of the killer's method. Her wire has captured him describing his previous victims, explaining his techniques, even laughing about how easy it is to make people disappear on America's highways. "You know what the best part is?" the killer tells Santos, not knowing she's a cop. "Nobody looks for truck drivers. We're invisible. We can go anywhere, anytime, and nobody questions it. I've been doing this for 30 years, and you're only the second person who's ever seen my face." At 12:51 a.m., Arizona State Police surround the truck at a rest stop near the California border. The Highway of Shadows killer doesn't resist. He simply smiles as they read him his rights, as if he's relieved that his 3-decade killing spree is finally over. His real name is Thomas Crawford, age 54, a long-haul trucker from Ohio with a spotless driving record and a reputation as one of the most reliable drivers in the industry. For 30 years, he used his job as the perfect cover for murder. His truck was his weapon, the highways were his hunting ground, and his victims were women who trusted him in their moment of greatest need. When police search Crawford's truck, they find trophies from 180 different victims: jewelry, driver's licenses, photographs. The Highway of Shadows killer didn't just murder women. He collected pieces of their lives, carrying their memories with him as he crossed the country looking for his next target. Detective Maria Santos risked her life to end a killing spree that had claimed 180 victims across 48 states. Her courage didn't just solve one case. It closed hundreds of missing persons investigations and brought peace to families who had been searching for answers for decades. But here's what keeps law enforcement officials awake at night. Thomas Crawford was just one truck driver on America's highways. There are over 3 million commercial drivers in this country, and highways remain the perfect hunting ground for serial killers who understand that mobility equals invisibility. The FBI's Highway Serial Killings Initiative estimates that there are currently between 25 and 50 active serial killers using America's interstate system to find victims and dispose of bodies. Crawford may have been the most prolific, but he wasn't the only one. Agent Chen now heads a specialized task force dedicated to identifying highway serial killers before they can claim multiple victims. Her team uses advanced data analysis to track patterns across state lines, connecting missing persons reports with commercial vehicle routes, and identifying potential hunting grounds before killers can establish them. "We can't save Crawford's victims," Chen reflects, "but we can make sure no other family has to wonder what happened to their daughter, their sister, their mother." If you want to understand how investigators are using technology to prevent highway serial killers from claiming new victims, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Next week, we'll reveal the psychological profile that helped identify Thomas Crawford and explore the disturbing world of truck stop serial killers who are still active today. The complete Highway of Shadows case file, including Crawford's confessions and crime scene evidence, is available in the description below. Warning: this content is extremely graphic and not suitable for all viewers. Remember, the highways that connect our country can also conceal our darkest predators. Stay vigilant, trust your instincts, and never let your guard down when you're alone on America's roads. The Highway of Shadows has claimed its final victim, but the hunt for other highway killers continues.